Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Lifting Light and Pokemon Dark Deep, set in the Vounilaio region, my own Fakemon region, inspired by the country of Greece. But this Pokemon isn't heavily Greek inspired. In fact, I'd say not at all, but it is one that I have had on my mind for a while, and I'm glad to finally put iPen to iPad. Because I've already put pencil to paper months ago. Because these videos take months to make. So, how do you make it worth my while? Well, you can like the video. You can subscribe as well. Even if you don't enjoy my content, you could subscribe and it will be recommended to more people who will enjoy my content. But with that out of the way, we're going to see the first Convergent Pokemon of Vounilaio. Or the first Convergent Pokemon of 3, but I don't know if the last one would be considered a Convergent, more of a regional counterpart, but I'll let you guys decide. But for now, let's get into the first one. Impedip, the Benevolence Pokemon, a water and fighting type. While its appearance may draw comparisons to Impedip's similarities are purely coincidental, rooted in their similar habitats. Unlike its mischievous counterpart, Impedip exudes a gentle and friendly disposition, found in similar environments as Impedip. Impedip is often misunderstood due to its resemblance to the more playful sprite. However, its quiet and timid nature sets it apart. This Pokemon prefers the company of kind-hearted trainers and fellow Pokemon, engaging in bonds built on camaraderie rather than tricks. Introducing Impedip, a Pokemon whose name stems from a portmanteau of imp and deep, invoking the imagery of vast ocean depths. And of course, it sounds like Impedip. This is quite the naming convention with the two Convergent lines we have so far, with them being quite similar to the Pokemon that we have. But anyway, as we delve into the evolutionary lineage of Impedip, let's revisit the intriguing hints left in the previous episode. Or rather, not in the previous episode, because I accidentally forgot. I did release them in a community post, however, so we're still going to go over those. Among the visual inspirations for Impedip, we had Impedimp, of course, and the classic fish model from SpongeBob SquarePants. Well, Impedip doesn't find its origin in this iconic fish design, as it is reused over and over and recolored in the SpongeBob series. The arm's resemblance to the model's appendages can be noted, with the engravements in them. Impedip emerges as a distinct species with various adaptations that differentiate it from its inspiration in Impedimp. Drawing parallels with other instances of convergent design, such as Wiglet's elongated and stretched proportions, or Toadscruel's unconventional birdo nose compared to the beak that Tentacruel has, sort of helps contextualize the deviations from Impedip's form, because people might say it should look similar, but this isn't a recolor, and neither are the other Convergents, as Impedip exhibits certain alterations in its design, such as the placement of its nose on its forehead instead. This modification might seem unusual at first glance, but it's essential to remember that the Pokemon design space often accommodates creative liberties that result in unique designs. And of course, again, this is a convergent Pokemon that merely looks like Impedip. It is not related in any way to Impedip itself. Delving into the intriguing aspects of Impedip's design, the enigmatic shift of its nose position holds a deeper narrative, a subtle hint to an inspiration and an ability it will have in the final evolution. It piques curiosity and prompts speculation. However, the full significance and implications of this change are slated for future revelations. So, that's Impedip, water and fighting type. And with these intricacies and adjustments, Impedip's evolution takes on a distinctive path, shaping its identity as it journeys towards its next form, and has quite the number of differences that differentiate it from Impedip itself, which is its convergent counterpart. So I could tell you more about it, but there's not that much more to tell, and it's evolving, so let's just be patient. Margrim, the noble Pokemon, a water and fighting type, bearing a striking resemblance to the mischievous Morgrim. Margrim often finds itself subject to wary gazes and cautious whispers. However, beneath its exterior lies a heart that beats with honor and a thirst for worthy battles. Despite its shared appearance with the playful trickster, Margrim's demeanor is marked by a sense of chivalry and respect. It harbors a deep appreciation for those who demonstrate true skill and determination in the realm of combat. To earn its respect is to unlock a bond founded on mutual admiration and a shared love for the art of battle. Margrim wields its tail with remarkable finesse, using it as a formidable weapon in battles. This elegant appendage, once thought to be purely ornamental, reveals its true potency in the hands of a skilled trainer. With swift and calculated movements, Margrim delivers strikes that embody both grace and precision, embodying the essence of a noble duelist. Allow me to introduce you to Margrim, a Pokemon whose name derives from the portmanteau of marine and gremlin, and of course sounds like Morgrim, the evolution of Impedip, but of course this Margrim is the evolution to Impedip. So a couple questions you guys might have. If Impedip was the benevolence Pokemon, why is this one now the noble Pokemon? And why are they even labelled as that when the other convergents are labelled as the animal Pokemon? As in, Wiglet is the Gardevoir Pokemon, and Toedscool is the woodier Pokemon. Well, that's because Tentacool is the jellyfish Pokemon, and Diglett is the mole Pokemon. They are already labelled as animals, and the convergents do the same. So I've done the same here for the others if you'd find the category for Impedip, because I did do that with the intention in mind, but I can't remember what their categories are. But also Margrim. Well, the other convergents, they usually keep the same themes. Diglett and Dugtrio, Wiglet and Wugtrio, Tentacool and Tentacruel, Toedscool and Toedscruel. They share the same change in name, but that is because the original Pokemon, they share the same alteration, whereas Impedip and Morgrim, Grimmsnarl as well, share no similarities in their name whatsoever, so neither shall the Convergence to each of its evolutions. So to clear up that, taking a closer look at the intriguing hint provided in the community post, were led to the selection of a character with an X for an eye. Remember, these hints are only visual aspects, since I didn't really know what to put for them, since the inspiration was quite simple. So I found a character that I believe is from a series called Has Been Hotel, a show renowned for being linked with Hell of a Boss. It's a very cool show. And while the character choice may seem unrelated, they do have an X for an eye. And it is only for the visual similarity. Margrim was not inspired by this character whatsoever, but it does serve as an aesthetic point of reference. This highlights the intricate interplay between visual elements and creative cues, and of course, my lack of thinking. Delving into the nuances of Margrim's design, we encounter the deliberate inclusion of an X pattern over one eye, a clever nod to Margrim's unique hair placement that partially conceals one eye, but also one side of the mouth. And, well, what about that side of the mouth that's covered? Well, on that side, the hair droops quite below the mouth, and so on that side of the mouth, one fang is larger than the other. Not as large as the hair droop, but larger than the other tooth. This visual motif serves as a bridge between the two counterparts, while the elongated tooth on that side mirrors the concept of the hair draping over. This continuity not only harks back to Margrim's signature look, but also provides a seamless transition as Margrim takes its own distinct form. A captivating transformation unfolds as Margrim's design takes on additional layers of meaning and influence. One of the more pronounced alterations involves the representation of hair that formerly cascaded back, now reimagined as a graceful tail. This alteration carries echoes of aquatic beings such as mermaids, creatures with prominent roles in Greek mythology and beyond. By interweaving these mythical allusions, Margrim's design gains depth and context, forging a connection between Pokémon lore and broader mythological narratives. An intriguing anomaly arises in the displacement of the nose representation relocated to the forehead, quite the enigmatic choice that prompts curiosity. The true significance of this design choice remains shrouded in mystery. And of course, teasing you guys with a puzzle that will be unraveled very soon. But of course, Margrim is evolving, so let's be patient, as it does look like to put on quite the show. Before we continue to the long-awaited final evolution, and by long-awaited I mean however long the video has been so far, since you had no idea this existed. Well, unless you saw the hint in the community post. But anyway, I do want to give a huge thank you to Boreal Mind, who did this fan art of Snozius, a Pokemon from the previous iteration of Vounilaio called Jigelki. And yes, Snozius will be making its grand return in a video soon, hopefully done before the end of the year. But I do have very interesting designs for Snozius that I have yet to design, but I have conceptualized. So instead of the variant being based on the original Pokemon, it looks like this Pokemon is being based on the variant. Because of course I was the one to make Snozius, and this right here is by Boreal Mind. You can check out her channel and watch the Germansburg region, a Pokemon region based on Germany. And you have 3 different pseudo-legendaries there, including this variant of Snozius, which evolves into Slitheroon and Fafroon. So you guys should definitely check out that video, the original and the redesigned video. And of course that was part of a collaboration where I made a variant of Boreal's water starter, turned it into a Charon looking Pokemon, or Karen, however you say it. But I do have another idea for that. So I suppose I'm gonna need some more ideas for what one of Boreal's Pokemon to make a regional variant of to pay them back for this. Oh well, you guys can leave suggestions, or I can come up with one myself. That'll be entirely up to you. Grimshark, the bolster Pokemon, a water and fighting type. Earning the respect and camaraderie of a Grimshark unveils a steadfast companion, bound by loyalty and a shared sense of adventure. With an insatiable appetite for battles, Grimshark thrives in the heat of combat, displaying a fierce determination to stand by its chosen partner. Grimshark's spirited nature, however, has a dual edge. As much as it revels in the thrill of battle, there are times when its fervor can escalate, leading it down a path of unbridled aggression. Its initial enthusiasm for challenges can sometimes transform into zealous fervency, resulting in a transformation that sends it charging into battle with an intense ferocity. A notable feature of Grimshark is its unique battle tactics. By firing a saw blade from its mouth along the bottom of its prominent horn, it can bolster its head strength, allowing for more potent impacts during combat. Grimshark can compress its body and accumulate kinetic energy, transforming its very being into a formidable projectile. When released, it hurls itself towards its adversaries with explosive force, delivering a surprise attack that often catches opponents off guard. A fascinating anecdote surrounding Grimshark's abilities is the speculative notion that its face may unhinge and shoot along its horn, although this aspect has not been conclusively proven. Some claim to have witnessed such a surreal sight during intense battles. Whether it's a trick of the eye or a genuinely mysterious phenomenon remains a subject of debate among scholars and trainers alike. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the enigmatic and captivating final Pokemon of the video, Grimshark, an evolution that pays homage to both the renowned brothers Grimm and the fearsome sharks of the deep. The name Grimshark seamlessly intertwines the essence of Grimmsnarl, while infusing it with the innate aura of a formidable aquatic predator. This fusion of influences serves as a testament to the dynamic versatility of Pokemon design. Diving into the design intricacies, a notable departure from the original form prompts a closer analysis, a shift that prompts comparisons to previous Pokemon designs such as Wiglet and Toedscruel. The Pokemon's increased bulk and muscular stature from Grimmsnarl, which resonates with its fighting type. And again, of course, I bring up the Wiglet and Toedscruel argument from earlier of why Grimshark is bulkier than Grimmsnarl. The inspiration behind Grimshark's formidable form extend to the remarkable Goblin Shark, a creature known for its unique slingshot feeding technique. This distinctive ability enables the shark to propel its jaws forward, aiding in the capture of elusive prey by quite literally unhinging its jaw and shooting it forward off its face, along the horn on its head like a rail. In a stunning twist of evolution, Grimshark harnesses the same capability, and while the Pokédex states it as inconclusive, I can confirm that Grimshark indeed can do this. An integrated chin-mouthed saw blade that can be propelled skyward, akin to a menacing chainsaw, but I inadvertently ended up creating Chainsaw Man, which I only realized after writing the lore. Further delving into the intricacies of this transformation, the role of the nose representation takes center stage. The nose, reminiscent of a goblin shark's horn, serves as a unique rail that facilitates the movement of the face, and the saw blade that becomes a chainsaw. The transformation of the iconic hair strands takes an audacious turn, replaced by the angular contours of saw blade shapes in a fascinating choice. The central faceplate, adorned with the immobile saw blade, assumes the appearance of an ancient Aztec warrior's weapon, a visual motif that aligns perfectly with the Pokemon's fighting type, encapsulating the spirit of battle and combat. Exploring the intricacies of Grimshark's design, one cannot help but notice the intriguing nod to the distinctive back hair of Grimmsnarl. While the translation of this concept to Grimshark may not be visually apparent due to its arm placement and also the fact that I couldn't find a shark that has something like that, a subtle allusion takes form in the fins adorning the tail, an homage to Grimmsnarl's iconic back hair waves, as the two fins do take on the exact same movement as two of the ones in the official key art. Concluding this tale, the innovative utilization of a backplate draws inspiration from the frilled shark you can see on the shoulders, a design flourish that adds a layer of authenticity and organic coherence to Grimshark's visual portrayal. Grimshark marks a significant milestone in your journey if you ever decide to capture it, embodying the artistry of convergent evolution and weaving together diverse influences into a harmonious whole. As this evolution comes to life, it unfurls a captivating saga that beckons us to reimagine the boundaries of Pokémon design while inviting us to witness the vibrant tapestry of its origin and inspiration. So of course, I invite you to stay, subscribe, to watch the next episode of Pokemon Lifting Light and Pokemon Dark Deep, where we will show the next convergent Pokemon. In Scarlet and Violet, we had a ground type that ended up becoming a water type, and of course the counterpart was a water type that became a ground type. So here we have a dark and fairy type that ended up becoming a water type. A water and fighting type, that is. So that means we have, in the next episode, a 3-stage water or 3-stage fighting Pokemon that ends up having a convergent form that is either dark or fairy. I'll leave you guys to try and figure out which is which. But of course, for the hint, I will have to reveal which Pokemon that is getting a convergent form. But of course, even the colors of this hint won't be able to tell you what type it will get. But of course, in the next video, that will be the next episode of Pokemon The Alternate Take, we will take a look at the redesigns of Vulpix and Ninetales, so stay tuned. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time.